What is up, everybody? Welcome to yet another episode of your favorite sports betting podcast. That is right. It is Jump the Sharp. And boy, oh boy, do we have a special show for more reasons than one. Actually, exactly two, because of my guests. Yes, two guests. Well, what do you mean guests? Two guests. And, well, of course, we always have my beautiful and talented co-host, David Woody. How you doing, buddy?
Give it to me hard.
Oh, okay. All right. Just gets right into it. Woodman, unfortunately, not here this week. We will go ahead and give it in a certain fashion as he likes it, nevertheless. And I'm saying we. Who is we? Well, it is some Jump the Sharp alum coming back for it's time now. Shoot the gun. It's time to start racing the 100-meter hurdles. I don't think they do hurdles just on 100 meters, but nevertheless, it's the NFL Player Prop Spesh 2022 version. We're talking football, baby, and I couldn't be more pumped. Oh, boy, it's football season officially now, because I don't know if you know, but now since we've been killing Vegas and killing the NFL, they look to Jump the Sharp and they say, when is their first NFL-related podcast starting? That's when we know NFL season officially kicks off. Consider yourself on board for 6 months of football talk and money winnage. All right, here we go. Let's see who we got on the horn. Back from his, what was it officially called? Our draft prop Spesh. Once again, it is Russ, a.k.a. Muscles Marinara, back for the show. What's up, handsome?
What's up, buddy? Good to see you again.
Likewise. See you. Very, very good choice of words, because many people can now see us. Matter of fact, millions, billions if you want, trillions if it's possible. And it is, because we are on YouTube now. I forgot to say at Jump the Sharp on Twitter. You know that. YouTube. Help us out here. Subscribe. Give a like, if all that jazz. You know what? Hold on, wait. Smash that like button. Okay.
Yep, that's the terminology.
That is the terminology. We're officially a YouTube streamer. But on YouTube, just search Jump the Sharp. We're starting to come up when you do it now. Like, search Jump the Sharp, boom, it'll be there. And go ahead and hit a subscribe piece. We'd really appreciate it. We're trying to get to that 100 subscribers, and we can really run from there. Somebody who got to 100 subscribers, I don't know, fucking 6 years ago, with the greatest role-playing tabletop. Now it's just a conglomerate. It's not the Glass Cannon podcast. No, it's not. It's a Glass Cannon network. All right, fuck you, that guy from Facebook. What's his name? Robert Iglesias? No, who's the guy?
Mark Zuckerberg?
There it is. I knew it. Same country.
Robert Iglesias.
I don't know. There's similar characters in the name. But nevertheless, once again, I Jumped the Sharp alum. It is Joseph O'Brien. What's up, handsome?
Buddy, I completely forgot that this is video now and goes on YouTube. I wouldn't have yawned 3 times during your intro.
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't know if I believe the words that came out of your mouth with that killer bass rendition you did with the music leading in. Either that, or you're just legitimately feeling being a part of the show.
Oh, dude, I'm so psyched. I listen to your show weekly, and I love that tune. It's such a dope open, and so and then you always come in. You're like, your favorite sports betting podcast.
I was going to do it really low today. Just be like, it's your favorite. It's your favorite sports. Yeah, like you're just getting home on a 18-hour drive. It's 3 a.m. and the guy's playing slow jazz.
Totally. It's Dave Woody when he's like his Terry Gross impression. And I just want to say, I love you, Bri. But
love you too.
And I love you. But
things don't normally.
I'm bummed I don't get to be on with the Woodman.
Yeah.
I'm a big Woodman fan. I like when he's like, this is a bit of an egghead thing, and goes into like his stat numbers and shit. He's just the best. I miss you, Woody. I miss you.
I would say if we took a poll of your favorite Jump the Sharp host, I don't think I'm really standing a chance. Like, you don't want to. People would be like, that Woodman, I could really have a glass of wine with that guy.
Yeah.
At Hollywood. Oh, by the way, I didn't really introduce myself. Brian Hollywood Hagen here, your most hated Jump the Sharp host, is going. You're going to have to deal with it for the rest of the episode.
If you ever want to drink an entire can of Miller High Life in one gulp, he's your guy.
Right. And we're not saying that entire can fits within my mouth. I mean, there might be some down a beard or other things. Anyway, let's move on. What do we have to do here? Okay, what do we have to do starting? This is kind of a very, very, very bittersweet and somber moment for me because it's probably, I know it's America's favorite segment, but deep down inside, as much as Woody likes making money on sports gambling picks, I really think he just enjoys drinking beer with me on air and calling it, what are we drinking? Ladies and gentlemen, what are we drinking? Russell?
A little bit of the bubbly.
I'm drinking a little beer called Little Green Bag. It's a triple dry hopped IPA from Imprint.
Jesus. He pulled out the banger for the show.
7.5 and
oh, he knows what he's doing. He's listened.
And then little
don't forget to show it to the fellas
pour.
now we got and ladies.
Oh my goodness, that is straight up creamsicle right
for
there.
A green bag. It looks a little. That's
Yeah,
a black can with the. Oh, look at this guy doing the pour.
I love that Levante.
Cheers to you,
glass.
America.
There, and just right down Russ's. Yeah, just how Russ likes it. Rice, I said. Russ likes it a lot ahead.
A lot ahead.
So,
love it.
More the better.
Might have been a little bit of an off-angled pour, but let's. So, what is this the first time you're having this particular libation?
No, I got a 4-pack of it at a local store here.
So you've had 3.
I've had 3. Save the best for last.
Yeah. Is it a heavy piece? Triple. Wow.
You know what? Let me try it. That was a silly thing I forgot to do.
He's going to get a nice little reminisce going on here. It
is very tasty. It's reminiscent of the beers that we talk about on here and the beers that you and we all talk about,
right
off air, which is really good. Lots of fruit notes, kind of like thick and heavy, but not like heavy in the ABV.
Yeah,
only 7.
All right,
not too bad.
So okay, so I thought we were going like triple imperial or whatever. I'm thinking like 11 piece.
No, it's a triple dry hopped. So it's just still an IPA, but just dry hopped 3 times.
It's the best beer.
Whatever
at the
that
triple
means.
Jump. Big time.
Where's the brewery?
They're in Hatfield, Pennsylvania, which is
Hatfield. Okay.
Like near Lansdale if you're from the Philadelphia area. But it's one of the better known breweries in the Philly area. So if you're around, check it out.
Giddy Up. Now let's see what Joey's got, because let's if he's indigenous to the North Jersey area or not with his brew as he stands right now.
No, this is Jump the Sharp guest appearance is too special of an occasion, so I had to get out my favorite brewery, which is Treehouse. I dug out one of my tree houses, but a beer that I've only had one of, and so I barely remember it. And so I'm excited to have another one. And going on Russ's green theme, this is Green Machine.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Couple greens.
I got to run to the store.
Coming in here. Green Machine, it is American double IPA. It is a hazy piece, comes in at 8.4.
We're having a good time.
I'm talking about
brews.
making some radical picks.
Yep. Big time piece, and I'm not too far off. I'll get to that in a minute. Doing a little Porski.
Get that
for
pour
everybody
on.
there. See, that's got a little bit of a thicker.
Yeah, it's viscous.
Viscous opaqueness. Let's go. See.
Let me tell you, on Untapped, Green Machine, what Joe is drinking, is ranked 4.5.
What?
4.52.
Gotta tell you,
Russ, have you ever seen a 4.5?
Not surprised.
Well, I mean, Treehouse stuff. A lot of the Treehouse stuff gets really highly ranked because it's very, very good. And so when you do,
I tell you what tends to put it to that next level. I don't have nearly the vocabulary of like the Woodman when he's analyzing his sips. I enjoy like listening. He's like, I'm getting notes of cotton candy and cantaloupe.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
He says that better than anybody, doesn't he?
He really does. It's true though that one of the things I think that elevates Treehouse in a lot of people's minds is the viscosity, the what Treehouse calls their mouth feel, which sounds a little turdy, but it has a very specific thickness to it that is very enjoyable. So I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take a sip.
Give it to me hard.
It's the only drop I'm gonna do since he's not here. I'm just gonna do it constantly. He's feeling it. He's doing a little the back and forth mouth, John.
It's very good. It's obviously excellent. I mean,
A 4.5 on Untapped.
Hard to mess with that.
Yeah.
Folks who listen to the show understand that, the at least what I've been saying about the Untapped rating. 4 and above is great. 4.25 is like spectacular. 4.5, I'm not sure I've ever had, but
Yeah, I think that I would probably go 4.25.
there you go. And that's not a detriment by any means. Let's put it
No,
that
no,
way.
that's saying, that to me, it's one of the more elevated IPAs I've ever had. So
Gravy. Well, I'm going to go ahead and put forth something here that I've had on the show. I know I have because it's one of my favorite beers, but I want to do something different because we're always rocking IPAs. And every now and again, when I want to feel something different, I go to this. But the reason why I picked this one is because, one, I don't think I've had it on the show in a long time. Two, I definitely haven't had it since we've been doing YouTube. But the third is this is a football show, our first football show of the year. And believe it or not, this might be my favorite beer to pour at 12:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when all the games are about to start up on a Sunday and you're in for just football. I like it because it's thick, but it's a little smooth for a stout, and it goes down like swill, and I fucking love it. And that is in accordance with Joe and I's hat. I know mine's backwards for those on YouTube, but if you turn this bad boy frontwards, you'd see Maine Beer Company.
You rocking the Maine?
It's not from Maine Beer Company, but it's from Maine. That's going to be the North Sky Stout from Allagash.
Oh, I've never had it.
Oh,
I love stouts.
I know you do. You would love this fucking John. It is 7.5 on the Richter scale.
Oh, perfect. Number
Perfect
two.
John. And I'm going to do a little Porski right now. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a whole jam. And
Oh, I like that glass too. That's a good glass.
This glass was given to me for my 40th birthday, and it says vintage 1982 on the front, and has all these statistics of what was popular in April of 1982. But nevertheless, look at that bad boy. It's not as thick as a Guinness. It's a little bit more carbonated. It's almost like that's why I like it on a Sunday when football's starting. It's got the consistency of like a domestic light beer almost. I know I'm saying stout. It's just not as thick. It's thicker than that, obviously, but it's just not as thick as like a Guinness and stuff and shit like that. It's amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and just have a little.
I'm surprised to hear you say that you think a Guinness is thick. But that's
it's way thicker than this.
I tell you what, I drink Guinness I love Guinness. Guinness is one of my favorite beers. There he goes. And I drink it all the time. And it's a great one.
And I'm with you, Russ.
It's like 3.9.
Yeah, I would put Guinness pretty high up there in my favorite beers to crack at 12:55 Eastern on game day. Because,
really? Okay.
I don't dive in with like an 8.5% double IPA at noon going into the games. Guinness is a great one for me for like pacing. I love starting the afternoon off with a Guinness.
Some of these double imperials we're talking about, you do one or two of them, halftime equals nap time. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but this is really, really it's like a refreshing.
Have
stout.
A couple like horrible nightmares. Wake up for the 4:00 games. Where am I?
No. No. I woke up. The Eagles were down 21-0. They're like, no, they are down 21-0. That wasn't a bad dream. Oh, that's why I got loaded. All right, let's move on here to what you're here for. It's NFL time. We're talking pigskin. We're talking specifically player props for this show. So we're going to go, I came up with the format of let's do like one quarterback related, one rushing related, one receiving related. And we're going to go ahead and roll those off our tongues now. And my God, what am I thinking with mine? So I'll go last with that. As we introed, we might as well stick to the form. Russ, let's see what you got, Muscles Marinara, to start off the show here with a player prop future for the NFL 2022 campaign.
Are we starting with QBs or
QBs? Let's do QBs.
All right, my favorite QB prop that I found was Trevor Lawrence, quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, on FanDuel, over 3,800.5 passing yards. So over 3,800 passing yards. Last year he had 3,641 in a terrible year when he had 12 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. Urban Meyer as his coach. Now he's got Doug Peterson. Now it's his second year in the league. I like him getting better. Plus this year he gets back Travis Etienne, who he never had last year at all.
Yeah.
Evan Ingram, who is a good pass catching tight end. He's a matchup challenge for linebackers. And then Christian Kirk, who's a fast guy. So I like, if you were to say he only needs to get 160 more yards than he did last year, and he wins that prop, and that's it's a little heavy. It's at minus 142. So you pay a little bit, but I think it's pretty achievable.
You got to make mon to win mon. I'm digging that. I'm
Is that
thinking
a saying of the pod. Got to make mon to win mon.
Make mon to win mon. I'm wondering, because this is the props and we're only doing 3 each. Is there going to be an under? Who's going to pick an under? I got over a half, 0.5 over under for unders. I'm going to go under.
I mean, we could I had an under. I had an under as an alternate. In case you guys picked Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, nice. All right.
So
I just took an under, so now it's over, and I just lost my first bet. God damn it! Let's see what I can make up with Joey's here, though, because I just made money with that pick by Russell. Joseph, let's see what you got out of the backfield on the QB side.
I'm going to start off with an under, Bri. Well, here's the thing. Well, yeah, here's the thing. It's like overs are fun to bet. Unders, as far as futures go, to me are just so much smarter to bet. If you can find a decent one, just because of the sheer odds that are in your favor of injury, of missing games. You know what I mean? Like those that whole possibility is all on one side of the betting line, and it's on the underside.
This is so you, by the way, quitting fantasy 5 years ago just because of fucking snake bitten by some injuries, and now you're like, you know what? When I'm putting my hard-earned money, I'm gonna root for some fucker to get hurt.
That's not. That's not the case here. All right, let me talk it out. So, my pick, my first pick here, the quarterback. I bet this is going to shock you, but I think it's funny if you look at the freaking numbers.
All right.
Well, the other thing I want to say by way of intro is, as I was looking at these most of these over-unders, all of my bets are minus 112. They're all like the regular 50-50 kind of bets.
Right.
And all of those are going to be priced right by Vegas. Like they're not going to be wildly off on anything, but you're just trying to get like a little bit of edge. Where are the odds a little bit better you feel on one side than the other? And for me, under quarterback, the thing that really jumped out at me is I'm going to go Carson Wentz.
Oh, Jesus.
Under 11 and a half interceptions.
Wow.
Now, look, Carson Wentz is garbage. He's horrible, right? I mean, we all feel that, coming from Philly. But the truth of the matter is the guy puts up pretty decent statistics, and he does not really throw interceptions. He's up there with the top in the entire league in average interceptions per attempt. I think I know where they came up with this number, his interceptions number. I think it's based on his career average interceptions versus his career average attempts.
And probably his dopiness last year. Like it's recency bias. He had some weird ass interceptions, stupid interceptions.
Right at the end. But during the season, like he had a really good statistical season in Indy. And I just feel like, all right, so if you look back, he had 14 interceptions in his rookie year. You can throw out his rookie year. Yep, and then he had 15 interceptions in 2020, which was his meltdown year. That is Doug Peterson on the way out, everyone fighting, everyone hating everyone. It's a mess of a year. In 2018, he's not even that good. In 2019, he's not even that good. In 2021, he's better. I'm sorry, and then 2017, where he was fantastic and went to the Super Bowl.
Let me interrupt you for 1 second. I want to ask Russ a question. Russ, last year with the Colts, he played every game. How many interceptions do you think he threw last year?
I think he probably threw, I'm going to guess 9. Okay. And the reason I say that, and the reason why the under is a little tricky, is because oftentimes we remember as Philadelphia fans, we remember everything when Carson Wentz does something bad. So if it's 11 interceptions, not
11
turnovers.
And a half, right? Yeah.
11 and a half interceptions, not turnovers, because he fumbles.
Yeah, true.
He fumbles. This is the key. He fumbles. He doesn't throw the ball into tight coverage because he doesn't throw the ball. He just holds on to it until he gets strip sacked. So if you look 2017, 2018, 2019, 2021, 7 interceptions.
Which I was
season.
shocked when I just pulled that up. I didn't think it would only be 7. You know why? I'm remembering his stupid, 75% of the way on the way down, throwing it up in the air. And the Jacksonville game, that stupid-ass interception. All stupid-ass interceptions. But
exactly.
Like Joe's saying, yeah, all that shit came at the end of the year when they were melting down, and it still is only 7.
He is the 3rd highest ranked in the league in terms of his interception percentage versus attempts, and and that doesn't fit with anybody else that's getting 11.5 to start the season. So I feel like this is, I feel like this is solid. Either he is going to have to wildly change his ratio over the last 4 years if you take the COVID year out of it, or he's going to have to attempt 800 passes in order to hit 12 interceptions. So I like the odds on this one. I'm going to take the under.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to put more money in my FanDuel account. Tell you that. Is this FanDuel? Are all your picks coming from?
All my picks are coming from FanDuel. Yeah, I didn't really have time to bounce back and forth like a smart bettor would, as I've heard about on your podcast. Well, but I just did FanDuel.
Put both your hands down on the side of your chair and hold tight because something's coming up. By the way, you sick fuck, you know exactly what you're doing. Not only did everything you say make sense, but this dude's getting injured. You know.
That's the other thing, is you have that capability too. So yeah, I just 11.5. He had 4 years of 7 interceptions in all of his decent
4 out of
years.
6 or 7. Exactly 7.
Exactly 7. So why isn't the over under 9.5?
It's incredible. You know what's funny about this too? It's a quarterback rating thing too. I'm looking at here, but his shitty ass ratings, like 70. 72. Like, that's really bad. He's not going to be that bad. And if he is, he'll be benched before he even has a chance to get to 11.5.
I wonder sometimes with Vegas and how they set lines, if there is a number that they cannot absolutely go under, no matter who it is. It's kind of like with the over under, you see it where like they'll go down to like, for NFL games, they'll be at like over under 36.5. And you're like,
yeah.
I mean, how can you not take the over, And then the game ends up 10-3. But I had a point, and now I lost it in my mind. So
it's all good, but I wanted to ask you a question. You as well, just for the listeners. All FanDuel?
No, I did look at DraftKings.
His first one was DraftKings.
First one was DraftKings. Okay.
No. First one was, I think, was FanDuel. And what I wanted to say was that the Trevor Lawrence over-under yards on DraftKings is at 4,000.
You're right.
So
FanDuel
is a little bit less, but a little bit more juice. So
there you go. Well, thank you for doing your homework at least.
You're welcome.
Right? You know what I mean?
Oh, good for you.
You can tell I'm the professional with my cyan-colored headphones.
Yeah. Right. You look like you should be.
These are children's headphones. So
yeah.
You're welcome, world.
I was going to say, someone forgot they were live on YouTube. Well, not live, but nevertheless. You look good, buddy. I'll tell you that.
All the people in Nepal are laughing.
You look like you should be streaming Fortnite or something.
Hey,
maybe I will.
It's a shot at me.
Maybe if an opening comes, you'll
take them up on it.
Yeah.
Russell, you know what? I can download that. Free game, Russ. Just saying. Hey, that's exactly how I look when I stream Fortnite, by the way. But let me take 3 quarterbacks you never thought you would hear going into the show for 1,200, Alex, because I did not expect Trevor Lawrence. I did not expect Carson Wentz. And holy shitballs McGee, I did not expect a prop that not only has to do with most passing yards for the season.
Oh, for God's sakes.
It also has to do with...
So idiotic.
Everybody put up your W's and then start eating them.
Jameis
Winston at plus 3,000. Let's go.
You want to look at that again?
Yeah, no, Vin, I'm good. I'm happy. I'll tell you what, guess who's never led the NFL in passing yards for a season? Guess who? How about Patrick Mahomes? Never. Josh Allen, never. Short careers. I got Aaron Rodgers, never. Never, ever. Guess who has? Jameis Winston, 2019. He led. So this isn't like far fucking fetched.
Let me say something here. Let me do the Woody thing where I interrupt and talk about.
I don't do that. He does that.
You're not big on interrupting.
Big time.
This is funny to me. I didn't think of Jameis Winston on this pick, but I did look at Jameis Winston's over-under passing yards number, and it seemed a little high to me. And so I was like, maybe a little Jamie Winstow low. Like, I kind of like this idea. Let me do a little bit of research. I did the research, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, this guy throws for 1,000,000 yards.
Every year. He throws for 30 touchdowns and 29 interceptions.
That's a ridiculous number, by the way.
Doesn't matter. But I'll do a little bit of probably what you came across, too. Based on, not only does he often... Look, if he plays 17 games, this ain't shabby for a friggin' 30-1 pick. New Orleans, they're going to be like a sloppy, weird mess this year. All right? It's going to be like a good Philly cheesesteak. It's going to drip and drabble and get all over you, and you're going to be like, God, this tastes so fucking good, but I am a mess. That's exactly what New Orleans is going to be like. Like, this team is really good, but they look like shit at the same time. How are they doing it? They could win between 4 and 14 games this year, big time. I don't understand how they're going to pull it out and which direction they're going to go. But I do know if Jameis plays, and if you look at the depth chart, I mean, they got freaking Andy Dalton backing up, then Ian Book. Okay, like Dalton doesn't want to play anymore. He's just there collecting a check. And you got guys who do you think?
Andy told you this. He told you
we
this?
talked. Yeah. Well, I wasn't supposed to say that on air. Actually, he asked me not to. So we'll say that Dandy Alton told me that. Yeah. 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 Give me a second, guys. Matter of fact, I love that Allagash North Sky. Winston had Godwin and Evans when he did that in 2019, and that was it, really. Like, that was it. Like, the next highest guy was O.J. Howard. Boom. Bupkis. What does he have in New Orleans? And once again, 30-1. We're having some fun. You got to look at the bright side. Look at the possibilities. Michael Thomas coming back healthy for the first time in forever. Let's see what he can do. That's check mark as far as a pivotal. Yeah,
pros
it's a pro. A pivotal weapon. Jarvis Landry. Look, not the biggest receiver, but receiver yardage put up guy. It's a very technical term, but
very well
still possibly a nice second option. I don't even think it'll be the second option. Chris Olave coming out of Ohio State. That's their third guy. Oh my goodness. Wait, if you pass to a running back, is that passing yards? Yes, it is. Alvin Kamara is in their backfield. And then he got a nice little supporting cast in the wide receiver core. Marquez Callaway, Traquan
Alvin Kamara,
Smith.
a top 10 favorite for like most scrimmage yards of all players in the league.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, this is sure pipe dream plus 3,000. Let's have some fun. You know, the Aaron Judge plus 2,400
Hold on a
looking
second.
good.
You got a lot of checks in the pros column. Let me just put one in the cons column.
This guy, I'm not having him back.
He stinks.
Stinks.
Joe, he got LASIK. He got LASIK. He's gonna be fine.
There you go.
Pro column.
Pro column.
LASIK
Check.
surgery.
LASIK. And now he can see us do that. Giddy up. He was like, did they just make an X? I'm like, no, we did check mark. Oh, okay. Guess LASIK didn't go too well.
Get my money back.
Big time. So our QBs on this show, Trevor Lawrence, Carson Wentz, and Jameis Winston. That's what you come here, folks. Here, folks.
What do you want to hear?
That's what you come
Josh
here,
Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers. Get out of here.
Fuck them. Speaking of
Give me
here.
Jameis Winston any day of the week.
Any day.
You want to look at that again?
No, I'm good. You know what I want to look at? I want to look at what we have on the rushing side of things. And this time, Joe, why don't you go ahead and lead off here?
Okay, leading off on the rushing end of things, I am going to go with an over this time. I'm going to have some optimism.
Right. That's a change.
Yeah, for a change for
Someone
once.
just got a chill down their spine somewhere.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking here is I don't think a surprise. I'm going for an over on Leonard Fournette rushing yards. I feel like this guy is on a lot of people's radar as poised and in a good situation for a good season. I just think that where his yards line up, which right now is 750 and a half, is low for what is, I think, one of a handful of clear number one every down dudes. He ran for over 1,000 yards a couple times in his career. Last year, he ran for 812. But remember, not only did he miss 3 games, he was sharing with Ronald Jones II, who got 100 carries. That dude got 100 carries, and Leonard Fournette still put up over 800. And now he's gone. So he's gone. You've got Fournette's on a 3-year deal. He's the guy. He is. They have Rashad White, 3rd-round draft pick, Keyshawn Vaughn, and Giovanni Bernard. Like, that's it for rushing. He's got the greatest quarterback in the history of the NFL, which is going to open up that box a little bit. And local beat reporter quote: Fournette enters training camp as the clear-cut starter, and he stands to be on the field for every down. So, like, to me, that odds are just a little bit better that he's going to go over 750. I think he could easily hit 1,000 this year.
It looks like he went over 250 over the offseason for pounds.
Yeah. And then that was the big joke, but it turns out he's doing all right.
Well, there you go. Take that from the guy who apparently not only does he run in the greatest role-playing network in the history of the world, but he's a self-touted Tampa Bay Buccaneer beat reporter. Did you hear that?
No, I was quoting a beat reporter.
I didn't hear a name.
And speaking as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat reporter, I would just add
if I may deem myself for a second,
that my opinion is, I think if I'm looking at overs among all the running backs, man, I looked at all these running backs and their numbers are so dead on and so scary to touch. Like Derrick Henry's, 1350. You're like, yeah, I think he could go over, but man, 1350. Yeah, this one to me kind of jumped out as like doable for a number 1 guy on a powerful offense that is that is the highest odds right now to be the number 1 seed in the NFC. So like, come on, he's the number 1 guy.
I'm missing right now. I'm missing Woody to be like, and by what I'm seeing by Football Prospecticus, he will be getting this exact amount of yards this year. So
so he did it. I mean, like I said, Ronald Jones. That's all I'm saying. Ronald Jones.
That's funny.
He ate up a lot, 100 carries, dude. And I think he ran for like 400 yards. So like, it was like nothing too impressive. But
let me roll this right in, Russell, if you don't mind, because you're mentioning Ronald Jones. And maybe, as I'm not the biggest fan of what you just said, maybe you might not be the biggest fan of what I'm about to say. And Ronald Jones has something to do with it, probably for your defense approach here. My rushing pick here is Clyde Edwards-Helaire over 650.5 rush yards at -112. Oh, look at that stink face.
You love Clyde. You bet on him last year in one of these shows.
Clyde. One of these shows, these friggin' junk ass shows. I'll tell you what, sure, not the most prominent rusher. And look at Joe O'Brien's face, just like stinky. Hey, look, he's not the most prominent.
It has some funk on it.
Right?
Anyway.
So the Chiefs are going to need to lean on him a lot more. Now, big bad Ronald Jones is there now. Now, I know he might steal even 100. Take the 100 carries. I don't care, and I'll tell you why. Tyreek's gone. They're going to have to make up for that a little bit. They're still not – it's not like the Chiefs are in trouble. I mean, maybe not as well-suited as they were the last few years, but – they're still going to be a very good team and a Super Bowl contender. But let me get back to what we're talking about here. We're talking about the pick and how to make money on it. CEH ran for 517 yards last year. Woo! Right? Let's go. You said over 650.5, Hollywood. Damn right I did. He did that shit in 10 games. Injury. I get it. Injury took him out of 7 during the regular season. Fine. Still. 803 rushing yards in 2020, his rookie season. He didn't play a whole year that year either. 13 games. So the kid's got the potential to do it. All he needs to do is average 38.3 rush yards a game if he stays healthy, that is. I get that. 38.3. That's a shit-ass day. He's going to have a few over 100. If he has 4 100-yard rushing games like he did in 2020, then you are set. As long as, once again, the bug doesn't catch him. But The way I think they're going to incorporate him more via legs. I know Ronald Jones is there. I get it. And the 100 carries doesn't bother
And
me
you
at
know,
all.
Andy Reid is still there, right?
And Andy Reid's still there. And what does he do with his run? I mean, his
running the ball. He hates it more than anything.
No, his running backs have always flourished. Westbrook, LaShawn, they've always flourished.
Oh, that's because of Deuce. It's because of the Deuce.
No, you're going to give all that credit to the running back coach?
I'm going to give the credit on style and approach.
He just wanted to say Deuce a couple times.
Just wanted to say Deuce real loud on your show.
I'm embarrassed.
Well, that's a shame. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire, over 650.5. Matter of fact, at -112, I'm not going to lie, was so comfortable with this. Put a full unit on it. Let's go, boys. Let's have a day. Russell, how you feeling, Bubba?
I'm feeling good. The numbers make sense. I mean, I ran the same numbers. I said, 650 over 17, 38, a little bit more than 38.
I thought the same thing. I didn't run all the numbers, but I looked at the pick. It seemed very low to me. So I was like, the over seems like easy here. But then I was just like, that fucking guy always F's you over.
What did you say earlier?
Always.
This is a callback here. Joey said, hey, and when you said it, I was like, I'm going to talk about it. Oh, I didn't do my full homework. I don't have time to go to DraftKings as well. God damn it. And you know what? I did. Guess what he is at DraftKings? I got the -112 on Juice. He's -115 on Juice at DraftKings. No big deal. I get it. His over-under is at 700.5 yards rushing.
Wow.
You're getting 50 yards less on FanDuel for less juice.
It pays to do your homework, people.
There. Took the words out of my mouth. I love it.
Let's get down to business.
Russell, what do you got for rushing?
All right. This is a guy that's one of your favorites, Brian.
It's like the Brady Bunch. He pointed at Joe, but no.
Okay. Yeah, I pointed at my screen where you are. Yeah. Hey, guys.
Yeah. God damn, we're corny as shit.
All right. This year, he's coming back. He came back for the playoffs last year. He won a Super Bowl. Cam Akers.
Oh, my boy.
849.5 rush yards, -112 on FanDuel.
Akers.
Feels
looked at it.
Easy money, which means that he'll probably get COVID or something.
Yeah. He'll have the worst COVID case
just to put it in perspective, he is averaged in last year he was injured, a good portion of the year. But in 2020 and then the previous year before that, he was averaging almost 4.5, 5 yards a carry. If he gets 200 carries in a year, that'll put him over at that average, even at the low average at 4.3. It puts him over 860 yards, which puts him over the prop. Now,
so what you're saying is we should take the over.
I'm saying you should take the over. To put it in perspective, so you get how much is 200 carries? Well, 200 carries, both Melvin Gordon for the Denver Broncos and Javonte Williams for the Denver Broncos, they both had over 200 carries last year. To put it in perspective, also, David Montgomery, the Chicago Bears running back, he had 220 rushes. And then you get upwards to, the big guys have.
Who is Cam Akers competing with?
Well, it would be Darryl. What the hell was his name?
Darryl Strawberry?
Darryl Strawberry was there I think he got cut, though.
Darrell Henderson? No.
Darrell Henderson, that's it.
Hold on. Scanning the depth chart here.
Struggling.
Cam Akers,
It is Darrell Henderson, and then...
Wait, hold on, Russ. Hold on, Russ. Who is the third string running back? Do you see it in front of you?
Jake
because
Funk.
Jake Funk might just happen to just really fuck this up.
He'll funk it up.
Or funk it up, Oh, Jesus.
Similar to how I bet Clyde Edwards-Helaire a couple times because he has every reason to be shining, and every time he has disappointed me.
Not when healthy.
I bet on... Yes, when healthy. I bet on Cam Akers when he came back, and he...
Jaded fantasy player.
He was awesome. I mean, right when he came back, I think his over-under was 35.5 yards or something, and he ran for 80, his first game.
It was
back.
First play from scrimmage, 48-yard run. You're like, great, I'm going to go to the diner.
And now I was like, oh, I'll bet this on something else in this game, and immediately lose the winning.
Yeah, I mean, the big key for Cam this year is just going to be health, like anyone else.
immediately lose the winnings. Ah, that's such a Joe O'Brien bet. But that's because you didn't look and do your homework to DraftKings. But nevertheless, that is a great pick there, Russell, because I love myself some Cam Akers. Thanks. I don't even have that drop. That's terrible.
You gotta get that one.
I do have to get that one. I think it was on my old show, but nevertheless. Wow, we're already almost on the home stretch here.
We just need to do more bets.
I mean, I'm talking myself into a Jake Funk under right now. I'll tell you that. I mean, if you can find it,
can you even bet it? There's no way.
No, I will premiere my 6th ever 2-unit Spesh pick on a Jake Funk.
No, Jake Funk props won't come out until 12:58 or 12:58 on game day.
O'Brien is so into the show that he is head down, thumbs a twiddling,
trying to find Jake Funk.
Searching. It's the first ever Google search in history for Jake Funk under yardage. Or just Jake Funk. Could be a typo, but it's happened before. Let's see here. You know what I'm going to do? I'll just keep rolling here as we go with the receiving.
Jake Funk is white, too. Not that matters.
I mean, he's slow.
He's 5'10", 205. He's probably a fullback.
Probably is a fullback. Okay, Jake Funk officially fullback, white fullback, over touchdowns. Official right now.
Over 3.5.
Over 0.679 touchdowns. I was going
to say, it's got to be like 0.5.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Matt Stafford got a Super Bowl. He's not going to cheat and take his own.
What about Matt Stafford? Is Matt Stafford going to have like a really good season?
He's kind of like weirdly banged up. They're really hush-hush on some of the injury. They're saying he looks great. Oh, he's great. But I don't know. I'm a little wishy-washy on Matty's staff.
Yeah, they won the Super Bowl. There's always the Super Bowl hangover. There's always the Super Bowl hangover. So, that's another reason to be optimistic for Cam. Because it's not going to all, if Stafford struggles, hopefully they'll have the ball in Cam's hands more.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. He's not going to struggle because he's going to have his best season ever receiving. And it's one of my boys, too. And if the Woodman was here, actually, I'm going to, I'm putting one. This is to the Woodman here. Cheers to the Woodman.
Cheers, Woody. Miss you, buddy.
Cheers, Woody.
Because he's going to love this pick. He might, the second he hears this, put more money than he's ever put on a prop
screech
before.
His car over into the shoulder.
Yeah. He is going to be pumped because this is one of our boys. We've talked about him plenty of fantasy drafts, and he loves this guy, and I do too. And it really just has not reached its potential. And sometimes you just need that extra thing to get you there, and he's fucking got it. His name is Courtland Sutton, and it is an over receiving touchdowns of 5.5. So Mofo's going to get 6 touchdowns at least, and maybe very early. It's at minus 120. So, a little bit of extra juice there, but it's because the under is, I believe, even money right now. But nevertheless, there's a reason.
I like that.
Did Sutton get traded, or is he still in Denver?
No, Denver.
You like that?
Right.
Joey loves it, and for a reason. Still in Denver, and I'll tell you why this is going to really round itself out. The man needs to stay healthy, first of all. And if so, and Russell, you said it earlier, the term is easy. Cajish. Well, you didn't say Cajish. I switched it up because you already took easy money. But nevertheless, dude is crazy talented. Love this cat coming out of Indiana. Really has shown like some of the most exquisite talent in the league at times, but then he's just been dinged up. Or he hasn't just had the opportunity, or he's at absolute dog shit throwing him the ball for his whole career. And the thing is, Judy is there to share the action, which to me is a good thing. You look at a lot of tandems, like I mentioned before, the Godwin Evans, and you could go ahead and do a whole bunch of other ones, that it helps. The competition actually helps. And let me do another IE right here. For example, who's this new quarterback? Finally has a quarterback. Russell Wilson. Well,
good name.
Speaking of good name, very good man, very good player, very good thrower of the ball to 2 receivers that are in his repertoire. Let me just say this, a good tandem, arguably maybe the best over the last 3 years. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. In Seattle, Russell Wilson, 2021. How many touchdowns did each of those cats get? 1, 2. DK, 12. Lockett, 8 in 2021. 2020, Metcalf and Lockett, each 10. In 2019, DK's rookie year, mind you, and I believe Lockett's third or second. Metcalf, 7. Lockett, 8. So he can spread the ball around to talented wideouts. Judy and Sutton, I love them both, to be honest. With fantasy folks, heads up, we're actually not going to do a full-fledged fantasy show this year because we're so excited about actual football and making money. This show's about making money, making bets. And when we were doing the fantasy show, we were just kind of talking fantasy. We love fantasy, but it's not our shtick. We like to make money with everything that comes out of our mouth, and we're doing it right now on this show. Tim Patrick, a up-and-comer kind of wide receiver, out for the year, tore his ACL.
I was just looking for what happened with him.
I didn't realize
that in a terrible way kind of helps. In a terrible way for this pick. I don't mean to,
You're a horrible person.
You're the one that started the shit, and I wasn't even going to bring him up until you wished for. First of all, you just said
I wished for Tim Patrick to tear his
No,
ACL.
you wished for Dave Woody to hit a curb or something. You just said it. Don't act like you didn't. And then Carson Wentz, you called. I don't know. Russell called somebody ugly earlier. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
It
was Carson Wentz. He's ugly.
It was Carson. He is kind of an ugly cat. I actually kind of look like him. Oh, shit. Anyway, Cortland Sutton, over 5.5 receptions in the end zone.
I like it. I just bet it.
That's what you were doing.
I couldn't help it. Yeah.
So tell me, what was the parlay payoff for him and Jake Funk over?
Him and the Jake Funk over was plus 2,500. Jake Funk over 175 rushing yards for the season.
Let's go to Jake Funk's Twitter. Get him on a show next week.
It's only a little over 10 yards a game. It's not that bad.
That's not that bad.
Friend of the show, Jake Funk.
Friend of the show, Jake Funk. He's going to come on a show, and he's going to Woody's going to be back, and he's going to be like, "Who's he?" I'll be like, "Oh, that's Dave Woody." I'm like, I don't know him. I'm like, I know.
He's like, "Where's Muscles? I came for Muscles.
I want a Muscles Marinara. God damn it!" Speaking of Muscles Marinara, what you got on the receiving end, my friend?
All right.
That sounded dirty.
I'm very high on this guy, and I'm riding a hype train right now.
Good for you.
I'm riding a hype train because this morning I watched the second episode of Hard Knocks, Detroit Lions.
Don't spoil anything.
Uh-oh.
I won't spoil anything except for one thing.
Look, he's looking back and
points.
All right.
So I have Amon-Ra St. Brown over 850 and a half yards.
Really?
He over 800. Last year he had 900 plus yards as a rookie. Now you could say sophomore slump, whatever, but I really don't believe it. I think he's going to be a receiver. He's a chip on his shoulder guy, and it shows in the episode. He was taken in the 5th or 6th round of the draft, and he rattled off on Hard Knocks, every single receiver that was taken before him and the college that they went to. He went person after person after person. You don't think this guy's going to be fighting? And out of that, I kind of like the whole grit Detroit Lions thing. I like it. I'm in on him.
You got a shit-eating grin on your face the whole time
I'm
you're doing it.
in on him. Last year, he had 90 receptions, 912 yards.
That's I'll tell you what. This guy. Have you ever seen? There's an HBO Real Sports segment of their family. Their dad's like.
Yeah, he's a powerlifter, or he's a Mr. Universe powerlifter.
Mr. Universe, who named his kids the weirdest shit, and basically is like, "You are going to be successful. You're going to be successful. You're going to be successful," which is always good. But then he's like, "No, I'm making you successful." And he's like, their whole life has been to be NFL wide receivers. It's him and 2 other his brothers. Remember Equanimous St. Brown? That's his brother.
Yeah. I didn't make the connection until he showed up in the show because they were lifting together. Anyway, that's enough spoilers for Hard Knocks.
Yeah. Some people are like, "God damn it, Muscles!"
What a fantastic name that guy has, and there's a lot of fantastic names in the receiving world. I mean, jeepers, there's so many crazy, awesome names in the receivers. But Amon-Ra, I mean, he sounds like an Egyptian god. It's amazing.
And then St. Brown,
he's like 5'9" too.
Which sounds like a Catholic god. So they're really combining these cultures.
He's the patron saint of hyphenated names. I mean, sounds it's a mouthful, but nevertheless, Russ, I think the dude actually has breakout potential. You've seen a couple of times last year, and it's not like Jared Goff always looks like the deer in the headlights. Yeah, the kind of loser. I'm here to just I don't know, just be here and get my surfboard.
Yeah, but Vegas thinks he's going to be doing something because his yards are high.
Yeah,
his
well, if his yards are high.
They were at like 3,800.
To me, that's high
for
he is
a Detroit quarterback. Yeah, I mean,
idiot, terrible player, and they're at 38. So I mean, come on, they must think he's going to do something.
I'm going to use all my surfer drops right now because it's
get pitted, so pitted.
Because that's what he is. Like, he's such a fucking spacey whack job that is like, oh, I'm a quarterback. Oh, I didn't know I fucking made $100 million last year. I shouldn't have bought that, kind bud or some shit. He's a fucking weirdo. I can't stand him, by the way, and he's not good.
Fucking thing sucks.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm wrong. Amon St. Brown is 6 foot. I thought he was like 5'9". He looked like one of those
Damn it,
really
I got
small
excited.
guys.
I thought you were going to say it was like, oh, I'm wrong. It was
that's even
over
better.
650.
He's a tough guy, and he's, average height.
I thought he was going to say it's over 650.
Over 650, yeah. Oh, I'll take that right now.
Okay, fine, great. Could you imagine? All right, so Russell. Well, we'll do the full rundown a little bit. Joe, how about you round out the show here with a nice receiving piece?
I'll round out the show. I don't like it. I don't like that this last one came to me because I think people are just going to groan at this one. But I can't stop with the numbers when you look at the numbers. My receiving prop isn't over. It's also minus 112, right down the middle, right down the pike. It is Travis Kelce over 1,050 receiving yards. Seems ridiculous. Why would you ever fucking?
It's not ridiculous. I mean, the dude leads the league in receptions every year. Why the fuck not?
The reason you would bet this is because he has had over 1,000 yards every year for 6 consecutive years.
I think he had over 1,000 yards in that playoff game against Buffalo.
Yeah, right.
yeah, exactly. 5 out of the 6 of those seasons, he was over 1,100. One of those wouldn't have hit this bet. Technically, he would have missed it by 12 yards. But 6 straight seasons, he's getting this number.
Incredible.
And he's 33. I don't see any drop off in his physical condition that I could tell. His obviously his relationship with his quarterback is spectacular. Tyreek's not there anymore. There's positives to that and negatives to that, but there is no doubt. Bringing in speaking of good names, Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Juju Smith-Schuster, the guy is still going to be his favorite target, his number one target. And it doesn't even matter if they try to defend him. They can't do it. So, also, I said this earlier. I don't like betting overs in futures because of the injury thing, right? That is
sure.
always a concern. Do you know that Travis Kelce has missed 3 games?
Jesus Christ.
In 8 years.
Oh my God. That's
3
incredible.
games in 8 seasons. He is ridiculous at what he does. And that's why I'm happy to just say this isn't the year the drop off starts. Maybe Vegas thinks it is, but I'm saying the numbers don't lie. He gets this every year. There's no reason to think he wouldn't this year.
I have no problem with ending the rounding out the prop special with a Travis Kelce over. I mean, not at all. You want to talk about solid as solid can be. Holy shit, this guy just does it every year. And why not more this year?
Right.
I mean, probably a first rounder in fantasy leagues. Straight up, first rounder. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, he is picked in fantasy leagues. He's
gotta
generally
be on the turn.
picked behind. It is Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson, Travis Kelce. That is pretty much the average right now in a non-PPR league. So
incredible.
I don't know. It's just he is an absolute beast. And why not? Why can't he keep it going?
That's amazing. Russell, Muscles Marinara, his 3 picks once again. Trevor Lawrence over 3,800 yards. Cam Akers over 849.5 rushing. Correct, Russ? Not all purpose rushing.
Yep. Rushing.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, over 850 on the receiving side. Joseph O'Brien, Carson Wentz, under 11.5 interceptions. That's kind of got me. I'm kind of
That's
digging
my
that,
favorite.
actually.
That is my
Yeah.
favorite pick. If I was the Woodman, I'd be like, "This is my number one." You know
Yeah.
how sometimes he's like, "This is my number one," and then his third pick, he's like, "I don't even like this pick."
Yeah. Yep. So here, in memory of Woodman, Carson Wentz, he's got, and then I'll go with his reception one, Kelsey over, and then I'll do this one last because I don't even like this pick. Fournette over 750.5 rushing yards, but that's nice.
How
nice
old
contribution.
is Leonard Fournette?
I would say probably 27. He's not old at all.
He's
It's probably
exactly 27. That is
Yeah.
not old at all. He's got it in him. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he really likes football, to be honest with you. But
That's possible.
that's yeah.
But you know what, dude? Tom
You know what he
Brady
loves?
inspires everyone around him
He
to
does.
elevate their game.
Except for big fat heifers. So I have the only one with balls to do a crazy one with Jameis. Most passing yards of the season at plus 3,000. I'll tell you what, it's not that long of a stretch just to have something to root for, even though I don't really root for that queef. Rushing, Clyde Edwards-Helaire
Hey,
over.
just out of curiosity, who is Justin Herbert the highest?
It's actually
the worst odds for
I
No.
think Burrow.
No. It is
most passing yards on the season.
It is as I go here.
Rodgers?
No. Rodgers doesn't do that ever.
He just throws 1,000 touchdowns.
And no
100%.
interceptions.
Oh, I'm sorry. I take that back. It absolutely is Herbert. Yep. It's Herbert and Stafford and Brady. Brady has won. This used to be a talked about or argued statistic for years. I looked back. Drew Brees led this for literally 8 out of 10 years.
Wow.
It was just Brees. Most passing yards, Brees. Done. But it is Herbert at plus 650 on FanDuel here. Stafford and Brady at 800 and Mahomes at 800. Yeah, and then Burrow comes in at 9. Carr at 1,000. No.
I would take Burrow over any of those guys, over Stafford or Brady.
How about that? Mahomes, really?
Well, maybe not Mahomes.
Yeah.
But
Winston,
you
3.
sort of surprised me with, you're like, who's never won it? Mahomes. It was a really good sales pitch.
Big time. Thank you. I used to do that stuff. Clyde Edwards-Helaire and rushing over 650.5. And then Cortland Sutton over 5.5 touchdowns.
Yeah, I like that one.
Let's go, baby.
No, I thought it was 4.5.
5.5.
Oh, him and Judy are both 5.5?
No, Judy's actually over 6.5.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where are you getting this?
Online. FanDuel does it. DraftKings sometimes. But
yeah, you're right. It is over 5.5. I thought it was 4.5.
Anyway.
So we're going to get now transition. Thank you guys for your contributions. I'm going to do something real quick here. No, we're not done with baseball. No, the show is not over. Do you want some picks that you'll get paid out on tonight as you hear this show? Well, let's. I'm going to have to save that as a drop. Joe O'Brien's it sounded like a audience, like a Sesame Street get together. Yeah. How did you make that sound like 45 kids at once?
It's a skill I have.
That's a beautiful thing. Let's do a little, because we've been talking about him, because we miss him. We love him. And I'm going to go ahead and look over and see who they're playing, because I don't even know. But the Woodman, this fucking guy just doesn't stop. The gears constantly turning. Yeah, sure, he's not a part of it verbally on the show this week. But I said, hey, if you want to put in a baseball pick or two.
It doesn't mean he took a week off from loving baseball, bro.
Or loving gambling, as I've turned him into a derelict talking to him to do this show. But yes, not only did he just throw in a pick or two, as I asked him, he threw in a whole 3-banger. And after his performance last week, I don't know if you won him, but just in case, no, I'm kidding. Woodman's killing it this year. Astros money line at plus 115. That means they're playing a good team, I guess. Let me look. Oh, they're at the Braves. Oh, I kind of like this. Braves have a 3-game series ending up as we speak with the division rivals, in the NFC or NFC. See, it's football, baby. It's a football show in the National League East. They just had some bang out series with the Mets, so they might be a little limping going into this series. They're still at home though. But McCullers is back for the Astros, so plus 115 he likes. Yankees money line at minus 130. Also not the chunkiest money line ever. Who are they playing? They're home against the Blue Jays. Oh, Tyon. He loves himself some Jameson Tyon, as do I. Kevin Gosman going on for the on toe tapping the mound for the Blue Jays. But yeah, all right, minus 130 money line. Actually, live update, FanDuel minus 116 on the Yankees money line, Woodman. So chalk that up. Giddy up. And Padres run line minus 1.5 at minus 155. Who do those cats have? Let's see here. They're home against the Nationals. Yeah, big time. So Woodman, his 3 picks, and official jumped the sharp picks.
Wow,
of the
a
week.
minus 1.5 run line for minus 154.
I got to tell you something, doesn't it?
That's really okay.
Got to tell you something.
Yeah, the money line is like minus 365.
Right,
That's
crazy. So Astros money line, Yankees money line.
I told you,
Padres
Woodman. I told you.
Good job, as will I, my man, Pots and Pans. And before we get out of here, I have one, and we might have a little special segment as we close the door on the first ever NFL player, or I'm sorry, first ever, as the 2022 NFL player prop Spesh with a little baseball action on the side. Let me go ahead, and I didn't do, I'm not coming here with no homework on myself for the MLB. I didn't have time to necessarily give 3. As always, folks, when I give you one, I want to make sure it's something that I'm not only putting my own money in, but like happy to share and very confident.
Doing your homework?
There it is. Yeah, doing my homework.
Allagash.
I'll tell you what, Allagash North Sky should not be disrespected in the way I just did. That's saved for domestic beers like High Life to go all down the chin. Nevertheless, I'm also going to do a run line here. This one's going to get you on the plus side a little bit, plus 102. Holy shit, it's changed. I think. Let me see what DraftKings has as before I spout it here. Talk amongst yourselves. Maybe make sure you don't crash your car.
I just want to say real quick that the Astros money line tomorrow or on Friday is interesting because the Astros completely blew their load tonight. They scored 21 runs.
Holy shit! Did they?
21 runs.
Wow.
Well, I'm going to cash that bet out.
You want to look at that again?
Well, mine, on the other hand, went from a plus 105 to now the best odds I can find is a minus 105. And I just wrote this shit down before the show. So get on it when you hear it. It might be even worse. Cardinals run line minus 1.5 in Arizona. Arizona has a starting pitcher by the name of Tommy Henry starting. Do you know him? Because no, you don't. And nor do I. He's just a youngin' prospect. They just called up. Lost his first game to the Guardians, gave up 4 runs in 5 innings, and then he won 2 games against the fucking Pirates and the Rockies. The Rockies actually gave up 3 earned in 5 innings as well. So the only team he pitched well against, and his two out of his 3 starts have been bad starts. The only team, the Pirates. Well, guess what? You got a hungry, fuming, just on fire Cardinals team coming to town, who just whipped Colorado's ass today after, getting shown up last night. Well, 2 nights ago when you hear this. The Diamondbacks have a rookie, but a prospect on the mound. Now you got real talent coming to town. And if you want to go ahead and Google Arizona's fucking lineup, go for it. Because then Google Cardinals, and there's no shot here that this isn't hitting minus 1.5. They're not covering that. They are. Big time. Miles Mikolas is going up for the Cardinals, the pitcher, who I've really started enjoying his last couple months or so. He's been pitching insane all year as far as insanely solid, not doing the DeGrom numbers and things like that, but he reminds me of like a, I don't know, what's like a Russ, who's like a very solid, going to give you 6 with 2 every time, like a 6 inning with a 2 earned. Like, it's what this guy's going to do.
Maybe like Charlie Morton. I mean, he's a little bit higher
like
this year,
like
but
that.
Yeah,
big time. So what he did was he got his bell rung big time. This Miles Mikolas cat 2 starts ago against Colorado, 10 earned he gave up, and 2 2/3. He comes back 8 innings of 2 earned ball against a better team in the Milwaukee Brewers. That led to a 6-3 Cardinals victory. They're really on fire right now, and this cat still ain't forgetting about what he did in that Rockies game. And I'll be honest with you, Cardinals aren't fucking around. They're not gonna lose that division right now. So give me the Cardinals minus 1.5. Big time on that. I'm really pumped about that one. And apparently the books are altering that because other people are as well. Before we end the show, Muscles Marinara. He knows his baseball. He knows his baseball. He does. We'll see.
Does he?
We're gonna have the first ever segment. We might roll this on to see how successful it is, because I asked him when I asked him to be on the show that, hey, maybe go ahead and tap your toe in the baseball waters here. And he said, yeah, I got an idea. Every time I make my own bet every now and again on the baseball line, the opposite happens. So what did he start doing? He started going, hey, I like this. Let me bet the opposite. And it's worked. So now how do we want to approach this? Do you want to say what you like? And we're going to go
I'm going to tell you what I like. And then your job is to bet the opposite.
It's hashtag Fade Marinara.
You got to bet the opposite. I have in my mind, a surefire winner. Absolutely 100% surefire
5-star
winner.
lock.
Surefire
Let me tell
loser.
you, this is a monster lock whale bet.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
There's a chance. Tomorrow, Friday, Royals at the Rays. Rays minus 1.5 on the run line versus the Royals plus 114.
So that would be your normal bet.
This would be my pick, and here's why.
Royals money line. Let's go.
Royals money line plus 180.
AL Cy Young contender Shane McClanahan on the hill.
All right.
2.28 ERA, 11-5 on the year.
Royals haven't scored a run in a week.
Rays have won 5 of 6. Royals have lost 6 of 7, including tonight. And they had 2 shutouts before this game tonight.
This dude.
Rays minus 1.5. I'm begging you, do the opposite. It makes so much sense. It's plus money. It makes so much sense. Bet the Royals plus or the Royals money line. I'm telling you, you will win and I will lose. And it'll be great.
It will be great.
Wow.
Everyone will be happy. You know what I mean?
Hashtag Fade Marinara.
Big time.
Don't quit your day job.
Yeah, we'll try.
Yeah. All right. So the first ever hashtag Fade Marinara is just some semblance of the Royals. So you could either take them even getting 1.5. What's them getting 1.5 again, Russ? I'm sorry.
Like minus.
It was minus something, but you could bet the money.
Yeah,
line.
Minus 137.
All right. Dude, I'm a fucking money line. Royals money line plus 180 on FanDuel as this is recording, and on DraftKings plus 170. So it looks like FanDuel will be your huckleberry for that. All right. First ever Fade Marinara is in the books. Let's see how we stand on that. And guess what? If we keep fading Marinara, we're just going to have to keep fading Marinara then every week.
Yep.
We'll see if this becomes a thing. Boys.
You'll keep winning and I'll keep losing.
Big time. And I wouldn't have it any other way. You know what I mean? Russell.
Struggling.
Not really, because what you brought forth with the football side of things, we're going to make money on. And you might make, how about this? No matter what happened on the Fade Marinara segment, somebody's a winner. We've never had that on the show before. A guaranteed winner. You or somebody else. Let's see. And if, ladies and gentlemen, you have tailed either the faders or the supporters of Marinara, please let us know and tell us if you would like more. But let's get the hell out of here for this amazing 2022 special on the NFL player props. Russell, a.k.a. Muscles Marinara, thank you very much for your time.
Cheers, guys. Love you. Miss you.
Big time. And, of course, of the Glass Cannon Network fame, Joseph O'Brien. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate your time.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So much fun, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, at Jump the Sharp on Twitter and on YouTube. Please subscribe. Just search Jump the Sharp. Without the Woodman, it's bittersweet. But it's Hollywood Hagen saying peace the fuck out. Catch you next week.